You know what? Another thing. Another reason why I feel like marriages is not working, they're not working. And this is from my conclusion of why I feel that marriages are not working. Marriage is not working because there's other options. People have other options. They have other options. I don't know if you notice with women. There's a large sisterhood gathering. It's just happened right before your eyes. Women have sister groups. If you notice, there's a lot of groups that women are in now. They call sisterhood groups. I don't know what all of these groups, it's kind of like sorority like. There's a lot of groups that's taking place right now. Women are going on trips with their sisterhoods. Women are having fun with one another. They're going out to after five, these day parties. They're getting together with their sisters. You know what I'm saying? They're getting together, and when they're on those retreats and they're on those trips, guess what they talk about? They talk about their marriages. They talk about their boyfriends. They talk about what's not working and what is working. And those women are listening to one another. And when Betty leave her man and she says, oh, I feel refreshed now. I feel like God has relieved her from this, that, and the other. And there might be another woman in the group and saying, you know what? It feels so liberating, and it makes the other woman feel liberated to do the same thing. And so when they go home, they don't want to be bothered with their man, and then they want to get a divorce, or they don't want to be with them anymore. See, there's a lot going on when people get together. You know, when they're traveling without their spouses, when they're traveling without their boyfriend and their significant others, a lot of stuff takes place. Women are doing things by themselves and they feel good about it. Women are going out shopping by themselves and buying clothes, and they go into this all day spas, and they're feeling good about themselves. They're taking themselves out to eat. They're dating themselves. They're getting reacquainted with themselves until now they're feeling out. They go back home and they really don't want to be with the person who they married or who they've been with, and they start looking around. That's the reason why marriages are not. And the same thing with men. Men are going out with their boys, and they're going out to the gym, or they're taking long trips, and they starting to feel good about themselves. When people start feeling good about themselves and they start looking around, they come back to the house and they start looking at you a little different. Okay? People are supposed to grow together. What happened is people stop growing together. They come to the fork in the middle of the road. That's when they start looking at one another. And then they start saying, well, I thought I loved her. I, I, I thought I loved him. And then all of a sudden the thoughts come, and it's like, you don't want to be with one another, or the other person say you're not really what I want, or somebody get to the point to say I can do life by myself. Okay, that's what happens. This is the reasons. This is what happens when marriages are not working, because somebody had like somebody liked the idea of being married, but the other person to coming to drawing the conclusion is saying, I really don't want her like that. They find life different. You stop growing together. And these 9 to 5 jobs, you working, you're working, you're working, you're working, you're working, and you're not making time for one another. And all of a sudden, he wants to go over here, and he wants to go work out. He want to go work out, and there's nothing wrong with working out. But when you're working out, you start feeling good about yourself. You pumping that energy. You start looking at yourself in the mirror. You start looking at yourself, and then you start looking at your partner, and you really don't want to be with your partner no more. And then what happens? Your mind separates yourself from that person. Your heart separates yourself from that person. You just be going on with the flow until all of a sudden you get to that fork in the middle of the road and you don't want to do it anymore. Marriage is not working because people down the line, I don't know.